Alright, now we go from the Madonna Inn, probably one of the fanciest, if not the most unique motel I have ever stayed in, and cross the freeway into San Luis Obispo proper to go from the most elaborate motel in the world to the first motel in the world. Literally, the first motel ever. Well, at least what's left of it. This building here, this office building, and that one wall fragment are all that's left of the milestone Motel. That would be Mo-tel, like motor hotel. And in December 1925, when it opened, it was the first motel in the world. It was changed a lot over the years, but the final demolition of the original buildings didn't happen until very recently. But look at that over there. That little wall is all that's left of the original world's first motel. It's hard to believe, with all the Motel 6s and all the other roadside places, that this humble structure along El Camino Real, along US 101, was the world's first. That's crazy. Look at how close the modern freeway is. This motel was pretty unique. Before this place, you generally, if you were in a car, stayed either in a regular old-fashioned hotel, all the doors inside, or you stayed in a campground, which didn't have the most private bathroom facilities. This place had individual indoor bathrooms, indoor plumbing, individual parking spaces, and even private garages, from what I understand. Yeah, I think I'd rather stay there than stay in a campground, right? From what I hear, people were pretty outraged when they tore down the world's first motel. But judging from the fact that they have that one wall propped up there and they haven't torn this building down yet, seems like somebody somewhere is trying to preserve at least a tiny bit of the history. If you look at the old postcards, you can see what it used to look like. But here's what's left of it in 2017. You can see that most of the old structure is gone. The entrance to the cafe is still there, and the office building and the bell tower. Pretty much all that's left. At some point, the original Mo-tel was renamed the Motel Inn. It was later purchased by one of its grandchildren next door. This little boutique motel known as the Apple Farm, and now they own its next door great-grandfather, the Motel Inn. So in a stunning case of patricide, this place over here killed its great-great-grandfather by demolishing parts of it. But at least this tiny little fragment remains. That right there. That is a pretty crazy sight. I'm standing in front of the world's first motel. Doesn't sound like a big deal, but think about it. That's crazy. That is so cool. I just asked someone if I could go behind the fence, but they said for insurance reasons, no. Normally I would have just wandered back there, but you know, when there's people looking at you, you gotta ask. Okay. Time to be moving along, but time to be moving along. See, all this stuff, Central Coastal California is much older than Southern California. Remember when we were in Knott's Berry Farm talking about the Spanish missions in California? Well, one of them is right here in San Luis Obispo. And I can't find it at the moment, but boy, is this town gorgeous. Oh, I take that back. I think this street dead ends right into it. 75 cents later for the meter. And we're on a mission to see the Mission. Ooh, the Mission is a very popular choice today. This place was founded in 1772. That's 2 years before the signing of the Declaration of Independence. This place predates our whole country. Like many of the old Spanish missions, it was founded by Father Junipero Serra, who I believe is now a Catholic saint officially these days. Ooh, according to this sign here, this mission was used by John C. Fremont and the California troops during the war with Mexico. Now, from the Catholic perspective, missions were good because they were spreading civilization and the gospel to the natives. From the indigenous Americans' perspective, these missions weren't always such a great thing. You know, forced conversions, forced labor, European diseases. This is one of those rare flashpoints where the old world crashed into the new world. And you can see why the mission was founded here, because there's plenty of water to be found. Dude, look at this alley. This is one of my favorite parts about San Luis Obispo. Running through, and in some cases literally underneath downtown, is this. Dude, whenever you see something like this, that is a beautiful thing. Look at that. Pretty, isn't it? Let's not forget that in 1772, along with being where you drank and washed your clothes and maybe went to the bathroom, rivers and streams were your only source of power. You could run mills with them, grind flour. Like I was saying earlier, Southern California really wasn't that populated till like the 1900s, really into the 1940s and 50s after the war. And compared with the lushness of the Central Californian coast, you can kind of see why the Spanish preferred to settle up here. Now someday I want to take a road trip that specifically goes to all 21 of the California California missions. Today is not the day for Mission San Luis Obispo because I gotta keep going down the road. So we're going to have to save a closer look at the inside of this place for the future. However, there is something at the mission that I wanted you guys to see. But I just can't find the words to describe this. I don't even know what I'm looking at. Oh, it's part of the cow parade. Yeah, the cow parade. Now I get it. Mooniperocera. 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 Oh my cheesy goodness. A parody cow statue of a Catholic saint in front of the mission. I think, and a huge chunk of my family are all Italian Catholics, you know. I think this is amazing, very moving piece of art. But I could easily see some people being offended by this, especially the lactose intolerant. Dude, I don't really know what the cow parade is, but this is art. I approve of this art. Did you see Mooniperocera? Yeah. Oh my gosh. I hope that whenever the cow parade or whatever it's called is over with and they have to get rid of this, that they put this somewhere entirely out of context. Can you imagine just running into this at the end of a dark alley or just like at some gas station somewhere? This right here is amazing. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and volunteer that if whoever owns this is ever going to just get rid of it and throw it away, call me up and I will find a way to take Mooniperocera and find him a new home. Imagine this thing just being out in the middle of the desert. You go on this long hike through some desolate canyon and you show up and you see this. That would be amazing. It'd be even more amazing if we could put a solar powered fridge in it somehow so you could get some nice cold milk out in the desert. What do you think? Yeah. Yeah, it'd be pretty good. Well, maybe freeze dried milk. That really wouldn't help someone who is thirsty though. Okay, well I believe we've seen enough for one day here. We've done our moo tea. Oh, I see. There's more cows. Oh, and now I just noticed there's another one over there. Mu de lo Tradiciones de Oro. I don't know what that means. I speak poquito español. Man, whoever came up with the cow parade was losing his marbles because they're all on this cow. All right, one last view of this. Look at this beautiful area. Dude, they should have something like this in every city. Look at San Luis Obispo Creek here. Look at how gorgeous and tranquil and peaceful and wonderful this is. You know, Anaheim, Orange County, LA, we had a lot of creeks and rivers too. But we filled up all the sides with concrete, so now they just look like giant gutters. Sometimes when people are down there, kids playing down there, and then there's rainwater, sometimes people get washed out to sea. Yeah, it's not very nice. Not very nice looking or good for the environment. This is better. We should do this. All right, our mission is complete. Pretty easy mission, if I do say so myself. And I do. Well, tonight we're heading even farther north. We've got a lot of driving left to do, so we're keeping today's video short and sweet. But before we leave town, there's one more San Luis Obispo icon that we need to see. And this one is gonna be right up your alley, Allie, because it is an alley. San Luis Obispo's very disgusting bubblegum alley. Oh my gosh, it smells like bubble tape so hard right here. Dude, look at this. Get a closer look. Get a close look at that. Dude, we're talking about layer after layer after decayed layer. Year upon year of filth. Dude, look at all of this bubble gum. Disgusting. People have tried to write messages in the bubble gum, leave hearts with wrappers of bubble gum, little clown happy faces of bubble gum. Dude, how's that make you feel, Allie?
Kind of gross.
What's it smell like?
Gum.
Dude, it smells like gum. That sounds like it would be obvious, but when you walk into this alley and the smell of gum is just overwhelming, it's weird. See, people try to write stuff in the gum, they dangle the gum. Dude, this is disgusting. Look at the ground here. This is Walt Disney's worst nightmare. Walt Disney hated gum. That's why they don't sell it at Disneyland. Hard to clean up. That's the reason he hated it. He probably enjoyed the taste. Dude, this alley is gross. Not this alley. This alley's okay. This alley. For years I wanted to see the fabled bubblegum alley, and then one night I was hanging out here with my friend Jordan and his friends, and they were escorting Henry Rollins around. And we came out of the downtown brew place right here where Henry was doing his set. We were hanging out here and ended up in here. This is kind of amazing. This place is awesome. It's cool. I like it because it's weird. But when you're standing here, dude, thinking about all the mouths that have chewed all this, it's just a little bit gross. You look uncomfortable. You look like you don't want to touch anything. Touch it, I dare you. I dare you to lick the wall.
No.
I triple dog dare you. Unsanitary. Gross. However, I do think it's super awesome that the city allows this to go on, right? Most municipalities would probably try to clean this up. Clearly, San Luis Obispo has embraced their bubblegum alley. Either that, or eventually with all the gum, they just gave up at some point. They're like, ah, screw it. Look at, there's some bubble tape dispensers up there. 6 feet of bubblegum for you. Not them. Dude, would you look at the scale of this? This is disgusting! Dude, foot after foot of gross, disgusting bubblegum as far as man can jump. What's particularly gross are the threads. Just the threads of hanging gum. Ugh. How much money would it take for you guys to lick this wall? Say down below, how much money would it take for you to lick this? Just like lick a big section. Okay, we gotta get out of here. The smell. Whew, I think we had that gum alley to ourselves long enough. Let some other people have a turn. You know what's surprising? I don't have any gum on the bottom of my shoes. Hey, maybe they should do that everywhere. Less gum on the ground that way. All right, we've done our mooty. Mooty. Still funny. So we're gonna continue up the coast. We'll see you guys a little bit later. Dapper. All right, say goodbye to everyone, Allie. Bye. Smell you later.